Okay, so like I said in my last video, I lost my fucking mind on ayahuasca. I experienced the Matrix, I experienced a simulation, reality is an experiment, and I experienced oneness. And it scared the hell out of me. Okay, so this happened at the fourth and final ceremony at Rhythmia, and it was actually Yahe. Yahe comes from the Inga tribe in Colombia, and after my second cup, I started having a really rough time. I go outside and I just collapse onto the wet grass. So I'm on the grass, and then I look up. I'm like, wait, I'm inside? And then I look down, and I see the grass. Wait. Okay, I can see the stars, but I can see inside the room. Like, how am I in two places at once? I know I just came outside. I can feel the wet grass, but I can also see inside. Okay, stop. You're outside. Focus on the grass because you know you just walked outside. I look really closely at the grass, and then I'm like, reality really is a hologram. And then my physical surroundings basically become transparent, and I am fully in this hologram. And I know, how many videos have I done about the universe being a hologram? But that was scary to see with my eyes open. And then I hear 10,000 whispers. And I look around, but nobody's here. And then I'm like, oh wait, someone is here. And in the center was this observer. This observer was kind of almost like a person, but like also not. Almost like a flame flickering without shape, but also all the shapes. It's like flickering. This Buddha is like flickering around it. I'm like, oh my God, we really are all one. We really are just... And I feel like I'm inside of the observer's eyes. It was like being in the center of this experiment. It literally looked like this famous wood engraving from the 1800s. We hear God is love, oneness is love. But when I was inside of it, it just felt completely neutral. Almost like being in a petri dish. Like our reality is an experiment. This observer is completely non-judgmental if bad bacteria or good bacteria is going to grow. The same way that a scientist would not be emotionally invested on what is happening inside of a petri dish, just to observe it and experience it and to find out. Literally keep forgetting who I am. And I'm like, oh my God, I never really existed. I'm literally just been awake inside of this observer's dream. And I'm like, oh no. Is this the universe completing itself? Oh no! Did I just end the universe? Like, oh no, it's gonna be the opposite of the Big Bang. Because the Big Bang is the creator being I am, and then finding out it's everything. And then when it finally does find out that it's everything, it breathes back in and becomes nothing. And mind you, throughout all of this, my eyes are open and I'm flipping around on the grass being like, no. And I look at a tree and I'm like, please, Mother Aya, let me know if I'm going to be Jen again. And at that very moment, one of the helpers comes over to me and he's like, sister, this is a sacred space. You're safe. Everything's okay. Everything's going to go back after this. I'm like, oh, thank you. Please don't leave. He's like, just find your breath and connect with Mother Earth. Oh, and at one point I threw up during that. I don't even remember at which point. So I lay back down on the wet grass. And I'm looking up at the stars and I'm like, oh my God, I remember. And that's when I got the revelation about the opposite of remembering is not to forget. It's to dismember. And when all of these spiritual practices and these channeled messages and these things say, remember, you have to remember, you have to remember. They don't mean to remember your past lives or your soul's journey or even your mission or your purpose. They mean the opposite of dismembering from the one. They mean to remember back to one, back to this neutral observer. And I'm laying on the grass like, oh my God. I can't believe I thought I just almost ended the whole fucking universe. And then when I came back home, I saw this beautiful video by Indigo Bruno, and I'm gonna show you a clip of it now.
The biggest secret to life is that there's only one of us here. A formless, observing awareness that is experiencing itself through every single form. As the Zen Buddhists say, since it is completely formless and completely empty of qualities, it can take on all forms, thereby experiencing all their qualities. It's the one awareness behind all eyes. There's only one of us here, which although appears as many due to having different forms of experience, there's really only one that experiences. the formless awareness.
Wow. Just wow. And don't worry, I was totally fine after that. I realized this is the way that I communicate with the world. I talk about the hologram, the matrix, reality. So the ayahuasca communicated with me in that very same language. Okay, and if you want to hear my full story, go to my YouTube, JK Ultra, and you can watch all of the parts in depth, all the details.